and gentlemen, and welcome to Farming Simulator 15, where, as you can see, I've got the Big X out for some reason. And I'm also using mouse and keyboard, because I'm in my testing save, or my testing mod folder, actually. You can see some new equipment lying about. There we go. Yes, I'm going to spend about 10 minutes just looking over the New Holland Forager DLC. This isn't going to be a 10-minute video, it's going to be a 20-minute video. You probably already know that from the runtime. I'm just kind of trying to split it up into two. Over there, you can kind of see in the distance, we have, on courseplay, a second New Holland Forage Harvester, and some JCBs with the IT Runner DLC, just to get them all running in one go. There's a reason for that, we'll come to that later. Much later for me, not, well, towards the end of this harvester segment for you guys. I've got stuff going on over the other side of the map that I'm not going to show you quite yet. So, the New Holland versus the Big X. Well, they're almost identical in terms of shape. I say that they look completely different, but the general shape is the same. They got four wheels and they're boxy looking now. You can see the New Holland is slightly lower and has slightly less of an arch in its back, and I'm going to stop moving my mouse because YouTube always shouts at me for moving stuff so fast. You can see the New Holland slightly lower down, slightly boxier, I would say. It looks more curvy than the Crone, but if you look at it, it's actually just one big curve. It kind of looks like the baler. The pipe, is that notch holding the pipe up or something? I didn't actually spot that before. That notch is actually, why is that notch in the pipe? Huh. That notch is in the pipe for a reason. Presumably there's some sort of filter there. Or is that where the... oh, is that where the light and camera system is? Yes, it is. So, that's actually detail I haven't seen anybody else spot. And I've watched a couple of spotlights on this already, because I was trying to... This is really annoying. Steam and Giants, the two of you, get your act together. The DLC released on Giant's website at about 8:30 this morning, because I was awake for some reason, and I thought, okay, I'll just wait until the Steam version comes out in a couple of hours. I waited, and I waited, and I waited, and I gave up 10 hours later, about 6:30. I bought the DLC, installed it, and went down for my dinner, and I came back up about 7, 7:30, and lo and behold, Steam had finally got the DLC up. And the front loader DLC, which we'll get to towards the end of the video. But it was a full 10 hours, almost 12 hours, between Giants putting it up. The same thing happened for the initial release of the game as well. There was an 18-hour gap. And quite honestly, Giants, that's punishing your own customers for no reason whatsoever. I mean, yes, I know you want to encourage people to buy it off your own website because you get more money out of it, but it is punishing customers for no reason whatsoever. I'd prefer to have the Steam version of the DLC. I don't, because I got sick and tired of waiting. If I'd known it had been as long as it was, I would have had the DLC downloaded and the video recorded this morning. So, the New Holland itself, after that little rant, you can see it looks very similar to the Big X. I mean, if you look at any forage harvester, most of them look similar. I would say that what even is this called? The FR850. It looks kind of reminiscent of a Class Jaguar. If I had to give it like its cousin in the Forager world, it doesn't look much like the Big X. The Big X 1100, by the way, is the most powerful forage harvester in the world. Presumably that's why it's in Farm Sim. Crone want to big it up. The FR850, however, is New Holland's biggest forage harvester of their range. And I've been looking through the forums and looking through what people have been saying all day, and a few people have pointed out that there is actually an attachment you can get for the 850 that allows you to attach normal harvester headers. Now, I haven't tried this, other people have. You can't attach normal harvester headers to the FR850. Would have been a nice addition because you could have used this thing as a wood chipper. It is used to take down willow, I believe, like in real life. So that's a bit of a missed opportunity. Oh no, detail in cab. As you can hear, the sounds are quite nice. I'll get to that. Visibility is amazing. In-cab detail, quite nice. 4 mirrors, of course, for reasons. And you probably heard it when I hopped in, but I might as well let you know now. There is a new reversing tone, and it seems different to the JCB DLC's reversing tone. So that is very, very nice. There is also the big truck horn, because I think the Big X also has it. Yeah. Something I never got in the new Holland Harvest is why they had pathetic little horns. So let's go on to the headers. These two. The Krampa 390 Plus and the New Holland F900, I want to say. Just gonna check. Yeah, 390 Plus and SFI 900. These are the same. I looked through some stuff on the web. These are quite literally the same header in different colours. New Holland, what they do with the Forager header, this specific one for the corn, is they actually outsource building to Krampa. It is Krampa, isn't it? Just Kemper even. And Kemper, I don't know if it's actually badged up here. No, it's not. Is it? No. Kemper are owned by John Deere. If you didn't know that, now you do. Kemper are owned by John Deere, which means this is a John Deere header, and this is a John Deere header, and this is a New Holland header, and this is a Kemper header. They are literally one and the same. It's just a reskin. That's padding, giants. That's silly. No need for the red one. The yellow one clearly goes better with the yellow harvester. I did screw around a bit before I did this when I was setting up this whole display. The FR850 can hold every Big X head because that's what I did to set up this. The whole crop header is, I think it's a lot nicer than the X disc. I can't remember the name of the whole crop header, and very unhelpfully, I don't think they've got it written on it. But the whole crop header, really nicely detailed. As you can see, it's, if I look in here, it's disc based, and you can see the auger. If I come over here, fast tracks are having trouble for reasons. You can see the auger in there and over there. Whereas if I come over to the chrome, what can you see in here? You can see, oh, the discs and the auger. They are very similar, although I suppose there's not too many differences you can make. Where's the Big X, or the JCB stuck? Oh, it's stuck by down by the cedar. There's not too many changes you can make between these two. This is slightly boxier than the X disc, but honestly I think the colour's just nicer. I think the yellow's nice. And over here to the grass headers, I'll get to sizes in a moment, and prices most importantly. Again, very similar. There's not a whole lot you can do different. This doesn't have the same kind of mesh that the EasyFlow has. It's a bit more rough and ready looking, should I say. It looks like, I haven't tested it, but it looks like this folds down, this mesh over the top actually folds down when you're unfolding the pickup, and protects the auger and the innards from anything that might fly out and other people around you. Both very nice, both more or less identical, I'm gonna have to say. Honestly, I think this DLC, before I get to that, because there are a few more things I want to cover, FR 850, 750 a day, 385,000 to buy, as opposed to, well, 385,000 to buy as opposed to 415 for the Big X. 750 a day versus 810 for the Big X, and 824 horsepower as opposed to 1034, almost 1100 for the Big X. If we go down to headers, the Kemper New Holland 390 SFI 900, 9 meters, 18 a day, 38,000. The Big X header is 10.5 meters, 20 a day, and 45,000. So you're getting a bit less. It's a bit smaller of a harvester. Pretty much everything else, if you want to do whole crop, you're actually slightly better off going with the X disc. Even if you get the New Holland harvester, like your absolute cheapest combination for whole crop is the X disc and the New Holland harvester. It will fit, it will all work. There's no issues there. The windrow headers are they identical? Yep. In terms of price, solely price. So yeah, I don't think it came with anything else. No, there's no header trailers unless it went into MISC for some reason. Nope. So that's really your lot for the harvesters. Now, and to finish up, it's time for the loaders, the loader DLC, which is free, and regardless of what I think, what you think, get it, it's free, it's definitely worth the nothing. So I've taken out the JCBs and the Liebherrs as well, so I can compare all three sets, because why not? And the first thing you notice is the JCB telehandler is comically tiny. Now, I have checked, and this is the highest it'll go. I'm not just making it look small. That is the highest the JCB telehandler will go. So yeah, if you want a small telehandler, because it is smaller than the other two, slightly, and a bit more nimble, go for the JCB. Between the New Holland and the Liebherr, it's a really close fought match about between who goes highest, and by maybe a foot, I want to say Liebherr is the highest front loader, the highest telehandler. Now that doesn't mean the New Holland's terrible. I mean, really, it's a case of, do you want a yellow telehandler or do you want a blue one? I'm not going to say they're identical, but they're extremely similar. You can, I mean, just looking at them like this, you can see there are a lot of similarities between the two. The New Holland cab is slightly more squat. The side pod on the left, as you're looking at it, is slightly higher and more curved. Again, quite a lot like the baler. It seems to be a design feature New Holland go for. It actually kind of looks like the hood of a T8. And if we go around the back, you can see the Liebherr is very kind of square and blocky looking with very few curves, whereas the New Holland is very, very curvy and swooshy. Ignoring that bit down there, which actually looks a lot nicer on the Liebherr. Now, oh! Ah! One thing the Liebherr has, and I've literally just spotted there that I never spotted before, that the New Holland doesn't seem to.